right then. 5 seconds. I'll come in, shall I?
Yeah, you do it.
All right. 5 seconds then.
Hang on, I'm going to burp. Right, no, I'm not. It's a false alarm. Okay, here we go.
Stand down, everyone. It's a false alarm.
Stand down.
It's episode 32 of Podemup, in which we discuss what we love about the 2019 indie gem Sayonara Wild Hearts. We've also got a bit of news, an incoming indie, and we talk about the games we've been playing this month.
Welcome to Podemup, episode 32.
Hello.
My name's Tibbs,
My name's Ollie.
and together we are Podemup, episode 32.
32.
Yes.
32-bit.
32-bit, yes.
I miss bit in consoles, you know?
Yeah, I don't know what bit we would be now.
What bit? Yeah, I was going to ask you that. What bit are we now? Because the last console to tout its bits, as it were, was the Dreamcast, I think, wasn't it? 128.
Yeah, 128. So
I think after that they stopped talking about bits, didn't they? In consoles?
yeah, they did. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I don't know. I was thinking, well, they're not proper bits, are they?
I don't know. It goes
'Cause,
beyond
like,
my technical ability.
Well, because the PlayStation 3, I think the cell processor was a 64-bit processor,
Mm.
and the current crop of consoles are 64-bit processors. But they're obviously not the same 64-bit as a Atari Jaguar. So
No.
I think, I think it might have just been made up.
Yeah, possibly like blast processing.
Yeah.
Just like not a real thing, basically. Yeah.
Well, apparently it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a sort of a thing, wasn't it? Blast
Yeah, they
processing,
could like do, I don't know, like more colours on the screen or something.
I think it was like a technique, something, wasn't it, just to get a little bit more out of it. But
It was like it was an exploit
Yeah.
in the hardware or something. They could, by doing something, they could make it do things it wasn't designed to do, kind of thing.
oh right, yeah.
Yeah. So how's things?
Yeah, I'm not bad, thank you, mate. Yeah. How are you? What have you been playing?
I don't really know, other than the main game that we've been playing. Oh, I've been playing a bit of some of the odd Need for Speed games. I don't know why. I just suddenly had a hankering for some Need for Speed. So I've been playing Hot Pursuit, the 2013 something. Not the original Hot Pursuit. And I think there was another one after that. It was the most recent Hot Pursuit. It's quite good. You can sort of smash into cars and things. It's a good time had by all. And I've been playing Need for Speed: The Run as well, which is it's the same sort of thing, really. Just drive really fast. Screech around the corners. As you want to do in these sort of games. It's quite good. I mean, it's very EA. It feels very, I don't want to say soulless, but it feels very commercial and very overproduced.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're quite good fun. I don't know what put me onto that. I've been playing. I don't know if I mentioned this on a previous show. Part-time UFO.
Doesn't ring a bell.
It's a little game. It's a like little mini game, really, on Switch. It's
Hmm.
on the eShop. I don't think there's a physical version of it. It's by HAL Labs. I believe it was HAL Labs. And you're basically a UFO. Sort of you fly down to the planet and you take part-time jobs to earn a bit of cash. So you use the fact that you're a UFO and you've got like a
Hmm.
little claw arm underneath. You can help people lift stock onto the back of a lorry. Um, you can balance things if someone needs. There's a level where there's lots of cheerleaders and they want to build like a little human tower. So you've got to pick up the cheerleaders with your little arm and sort of stack them on top of each other, and do all that.
So it's kind of a physics puzzler, or
Yeah,
is it?
yeah, it
Yeah.
is. Yeah, very much physics puzzler. Um, you can buy different hats for the UFO.
Hmm.
I haven't. Can't remember what the hats do. I think they probably give you some sort of extra ability of some kind, or maybe you can balance things better if you're wearing a funny hat, just like real life.
Hmm.
It's really good. It's good. I'd say the music's a little repetitive, but yeah, it's really good fun. Really. It's
Sounds
yeah,
nice.
you fly about with a UFO. Apparently it's
Yeah.
on Android as well. Apparently, so
Yeah, sounds like a sort of appy kind of game as well, doesn't it?
yeah,
Yeah, it's amazing how many games there are on the Switch eShop, and then because it seems like a whole universe in there,
yeah.
isn't it? There's so many games coming out now. It's just little things like that. Must be very hard for developers to get noticed.
I was going to say, I
Obviously.
do think, on the one hand, it's great that it's such an open platform for indie developers, but on the other
Yeah.
hand, I do think they need a little bit of quality control. There's a lot of rubbish
Yeah.
on there, if we're being
Oh
honest.
yeah, there is. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Did I tell you about that air hockey game I bought?
No, you didn't know.
It was on one of these sales. I think they've stopped them doing it now, but sometimes they could put things on sale for like 5p or like 30p or something.
Yeah, yeah. I bought a couple of games for like 70p or something like that.
Yeah, and very, very poor returns on those sort of purchases. But I bought one that
Yeah.
was air hockey because I thought, well, everyone loves air hockey. The
Mhm.
AI was so bad. The first game I played, I hit the puck at the AI, and it didn't move. The puck hit it, bounced back, hit mine, bounced back, and it was just in an infinite loop of the puck just going there. I just put the controller down and just left it. It was there it was there for a good 5 minutes.
Oh dear.
I thought I'm glad I didn't pay more than I think it was something
Oh yeah.
ridiculous like 50p. It's like I'm glad I didn't pay more than that.
The thing about that, when you get a dud like that, is it sits in your library
Yeah.
then, doesn't it? It kind of it just torments you. Yeah. Yes, you made the wrong choice with me. I'm just going to stay here forever.
You will never forget. But yeah, so yeah, a little bit of quality control there wouldn't go amiss. But I guess it's striking that right balance, and who's to say what a good game is and what a bad game is. But when you've got
Yeah.
something that is arguably broken like that, where it physically doesn't work, then have a
Well,
word.
especially as Nintendo have always been into quality, haven't they?
Yeah.
Back in the old days, they wouldn't let any old rubbish get on their consoles, and now apparently they do. I suppose.
Yeah,
I don't know.
now it's swung the doors open and everyone's invited.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was one other game. What's it I meant to talk about? Stall for time for me. Stall for time while I remember.
Okay. So, weather's nice lately. Got a bit of hay fever. That's no good, is
Oh
it?
dear.
Yeah. I don't normally get bad hay fever, but in the last week or so, I've just been sneezing non-stop. It's been a nightmare. Got it? Yeah.
Possibly.
Okay. Well,
We'll come
tell you
back
what.
to it.
I've only been playing one thing this month, so I'll talk about that, and then if you remember it after that, we can get back to it.
Yeah.
So that one thing is obviously Balan Wonderworld.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I love it. I'm much the same position as I was with the demo. I thought I haven't quite finished it yet. I think I got 10 more Balan statues to go and find before I get the final boss, I think. So yeah, I've pretty much finished it, and it's I think it's really good, and I just can't get my head around why I seem to be the only one. I mean, it's bizarre.
I can only go by I can only go by like reviews and own playthroughs I've seen.
Yeah.
They've withdrawn the demo now, haven't they?
Have they?
Yeah, the demo's been delisted.
Oh right.
So, yeah, I did. They obviously think it's given the game a bit of a bad name, but yeah. So they've delisted the demo, and people are concerned because apparently, if you downloaded the demo, you got some exclusive costumes that unlocked in the main game.
Yes.
And
yeah.
now with the demo gone, there's no way to get those costumes. So they haven't announced, if they're going to be available later or if they're going to put out a new demo. But the one thing I did, I did watch a review, and I thought, this would drive me mad. There's a costume you can get called Box Fox or Fox Box.
Yeah.
And literally, all it is it's a fox, and then at random intervals you turn into a box, and you just slide along, and you can't control anything.
Yeah, I don't know if that's supposed to be a joke or what, but
it would drive me nuts.
The fox box.
And they showed footage of it, and like just at random intervals, just sliding, and you just go off the edge of the level or something. It's like, oh, I got no time for it.
I don't know what that's for. I must be honest. I don't know what the fox box costume is for. Luckily, it's quite hidden away, and you don't really seem to need it for anything. So you can just get it and then change to something else. It's not like an issue that persists throughout the whole game or anything.
Yeah, okay.
To be fair. But no, I love the creativity in the whole game. I love the worlds. I love the characters. The bosses look incredible. It's Oshima is it's on his top form basically. The music's really nice. I mean, there's certainly flaws I can find with it, but none of them really stop me from enjoying it. To be honest, I think
that's another thing. I remember one of I can't remember. I'd shout out whichever YouTuber it was I watched, but I can't remember.
Mm-hmm.
They said the story, the plot, and everything isn't really explained in the game. And to really understand the characters and what's going on and the motivations of the bad guy and everything, you need to buy the ebook that they've also released, and that's where all the story is.
Oh, okay. I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know. From an outside observer, it sounds a little bit iffy.
Well, I don't think that you can quite happily play it without understanding the story. I mean, that's not an issue really. I don't think.
No.
No, not at all. I mean, there's no like dialogue in it or anything. It's just levels. I mean, the basic idea, as far as I understand it, is that you play as a kid who's been for whatever reason. I know this will sound vague, but honestly, it doesn't seem to bother me really. But you get transported to this kind of dream knights-like world with this knights-like character, and you encounter various people that have problems in their lives, and there's something about negative forces coming into their life that manifest as creatures that you have to destroy, and each level represents a character, and then by completing those levels and the boss at the end, it gets rid of their negative thoughts and feelings, and their problem resolves itself. That's the basic thing that I took away from it. But it's there. Take it or leave it. It's not really an issue.
I would say I love the from what I've seen the animation and the video segments and stuff are really well done.
Oh, they're beautiful. Yeah, they're beautiful.
Really well done.
Yeah. The look of the whole game is stunning, and I think it plays really well as well. I mean, I haven't looked at reviews. All I've done, I kept myself away from reviews for it because I wanted my opinions to be my own. I didn't want them to infiltrate my enjoyment of the game. So just because I knew we were going to discuss it, I just had a quick look at some how it was doing. Obviously, it wasn't doing very well today, but
the review thing is a separate issue on its own. Have you been following the controversy of that?
No, I haven't. No.
Well, initially, it got quite, I would say, lukewarm to negative reviews from most people. But then suddenly, places like Metacritic and anywhere that accepted user reviews suddenly got flooded with loads of 10 out of 10 reviews with really broken English
Oh god.
reviews. Like, yes, an egregious and brilliant game, best platform this gen. And like, what? What's an egregious game? What does that mean?
I don't know.
Yeah, there was accusations and theories that someone may have been trying to tip the balance in the favour of positive reviews a little bit artificially. Far be it from
Sounds
me
like it might
to,
have been.
to actually level an accusation at anyone, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's certainly an odd occurrence.
Okay. Well, I mean, look, I've been
I think
not
it
been
looks
aware of
alright.
any of this, and as a game in itself, I've really liked it. It's just for me, it's not perfect, but I think it's a solid 4 out of 5 for me.
I think it looks okay. I'm probably. I don't think I'm in a particular rush to pick it up.
No, I mean it is quite pricey as it
Yeah,
is.
I was gonna say I don't know if it's like a full price. Oh, that's the other game. I remembered it now. Yeah, I don't think it's a full price release. It's not worth like AAA prices. I don't think. I think it would have done a lot better if it was around the sort of budget £25-30 kind of range.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean,
Um,
I bought it for full price because I expected to like it and I wanted to support it, and I'm glad I did. But yeah, if you're on the fence about it, then yeah, it is a steep price. So certainly, I agree with that.
Someone on YouTube summed it up quite well. I think they were right. They said if it was an indie release, no one would probably really be that upset by it, and they wouldn't be talking about it
Yeah,
as much. It's the fact that it's got two such big names attached to it. I think
yeah,
expectations were probably a bit too high. People
I
were
suppose so.
expecting
Yeah,
something on the same level as Sonic the Hedgehog,
yeah,
um, and that was
which it
never
isn't.
really
Yeah,
going to happen.
no,
And
no.
I think maybe people had their expectations set a little bit too high, and whatever they came out with was not really going to satisfy people. I think
Mm,
there might be something to that.
I wonder if it's almost a case of genre mix-up because when I played the demo, I took away from the fact that this is a collectathon rather than a sort of a straight linear platformer,
Yeah,
because it is a collectathon masked as a linear platformer in a way and set up like one. But the real joy is getting costumes from new levels, going back to old levels, almost Metroidvania style, and getting the statues that you need to get to progress through the game using the new costumes. And I find that gameplay loop really rewarding.
hmm.
But if you're looking at it as a straight linear platformer with annoying bits where you have to go and backtrack and get statues, I can see why it might fall short a little bit. Although I still think even that it still holds up fairly well. It's not like a disaster. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know.
I
I'm aware I'm in the minority. And it's not the first time. I am a Sonic fan. I've been through the mill many times on this, but you know, that's just my opinion, and I'm going to write a full Steam review on it because it could probably do with it. So yeah,
Yeah, I mean, from what I've seen of it, there's nothing there extraordinarily bad. I don't think
I
it's,
don't know.
when you think of
No.
other games that have come out, that have been absolutely atrocious.
Hmm.
It's not like Ride to Hell Retribution or something like that. Where or that what's that big rigs over the road racing where there's not even any collision
Yeah.
detection.
Yeah.
The, it's nowhere near that.
No.
At the worst, it's going to be a game that you don't like very much. It's not anything more
Yeah.
egregious than that, really.
Yeah. I mean, I think at the worst, it's just an okay game.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
that's the worst you could say about it.
yeah.
If you weren't particularly wowed by, the idea that it's going for and the visuals and the creativity behind it.
I'll tell you what, though, I was very almost swayed to pick it up
Mm.
just by the fact that apparently it comes with a little ticket in the box.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, yeah. I've just got the PC version, and I know that
Ah,
like the Switch and the base console, it doesn't run very well, and I'm not going to excuse that. I mean that.
but it comes with a little ticket. I'm a sucker for little trinkets like that.
Oh yeah, sure.
You stick a
Yeah.
little ticket in something, it could be absolutely dross. But if it's got a little ticket in there, oof. Well, I'll tell you what. We spoke about Carrion a little while ago, didn't we?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I I ordered the physical version from, I think it was Special Reserve Games, and they gave you the download code so you could play it before you actually got the physical one.
Yes, I remember you saying that. Yeah.
Yeah, the physical one came,
Hmm.
really nice. Came with, I don't know if they advertised this, I forgot about it if they did, little squishy version of the monster.
Oh, lovely.
Little
That's really
rubbery, little gummy thing. Yeah, great. I was really pleased
Brilliant.
when I opened that out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good.
The other game I was playing was Hitman 3.
Oh, brilliant. Okay.
It's
Oh,
good.
that,
Bit short, but good.
right. Oh, okay. Yeah. Brilliant. I keep meaning to get round to one of them anyway. I think I've got both now, just like as downloads. I keep meaning to get round to one of them.
Yeah, you should. They're good fun.
Yeah. I enjoy it because I played the demo of. I can't remember if it was 1 or 2 now, but I did enjoy it. Yeah.
Yeah.
News.
Just a couple of things in the news.
Oh, yeah.
I saw that PlayStation went back on their plans to remove the PS3 and Vita stores.
Yeah. I think that was the right decision.
I think so, definitely.
You
yeah.
know, I think...
I don't think they were quite expecting the backlash.
No. No. But, I mean... It's Jim Ryan, isn't it, the CEO at the moment? And I think he's famously the one who... He was asked about backwards compatibility. And he said no one wants it. And he said he went to a Gran Turismo event and they were showing off like Gran Turismo 6 or Sport or whatever the new one was, and as part of the event they had all the old ones set up, and he looked at the Gran Turismo on the original PlayStation and said, look at it, why would anyone want to play that? You know, so I wouldn't, if that is genuinely his stance, and that's not just, you know, PR spin to make the new one look all singing or dancing, if that's his genuine opinion, I'm not surprised that he took a look at the PS3 store and who wants to play these PS3 games? Get rid of it.
Oh, no. See, if that is his opinion, then that is a dangerous man with a lot of power there in terms of video game preservation, because and it does stack up, because they really haven't been that bothered about, you know, preserving previous generations of PlayStation on the current one.
Not really. I mean,
I mean, lagging behind Xbox in that regard, because you know, you can play some Xbox original games on the Series X, I believe, can't you?
You can.
Scaled up and everything.
Yeah, you can. I don't consider that proper backwards compatibility though, because you can't just put the disc in and have it play. You put the disc in and then it downloads like a version. So
there are caveats.
I for my personal, you know, what I consider backwards compatibility. But you're right. At least at this moment in time, you can put a disc in and have it download a version of the game that you can play, which you can't do on PlayStation. The PlayStation 5 has PS4 compatibility, apparently.
Yes.
But I've been told it's a little bit flaky as well. Like The Last of Us, if you play The Last of Us, I think they've patched it now, but originally it wouldn't render any water.
Oh dear.
And there's a lot of water in that game. So, you know, it's not perfect, but... No one's got a PS5 anyway, so I don't suppose it matters.
No, that's right. You can't get for love nor money, so yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's the right decision to reverse it, because there were some various articles going around where they said it could be up to 2,000 titles that would be lost if they closed the stores, which is, you know, that's
shocking, isn't it?
It is shocking, really. So.
Well, I mean, they got to take him down at some point, I expect, because
that's the trouble. That's the trouble with digital distribution, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, they'll try it again in a couple of years probably and see and just test it again, I reckon. But yeah.
Oh yeah.
Anyway,
I mean, they won't keep them up forever. Sooner or later, they're going to close. I mean, you can't get on the original Xbox Live anymore. That closed down. I don't think it'll be long before the 360. You know, loses access to Xbox Live.
Yeah.
You know, all these things are, you know, all these online services and cloud services, and, you know, it's all transient, you know. You got to... No. Physical media or DRM-free downloads that you can back up yourself.
Yeah. That's right. That's the way forward.
That's the way forward. If you you want to give me a job, Jim? Jim Ryan, just email us, podemup. You could give me Chief Digital Strategy Man job.
Sounds good. Just keep us updated if you get the email, won't you? Yeah.
Oh, I will.
Other quick little bit. Knuckles in Sonic Movie 2. Have you seen this?
No, I haven't.
Have you not?
No. Here's a quick one. Knuckles. Well, yes.
Yeah.
No, I've not seen that at all. No, I've not seen that.
Well, Sonic Movie 2 is being filmed at the moment.
Yeah. And
they have these models of the characters that go in the scene so that they can take a picture of them and check the lighting in the environment, so they can got something to base their renders off of. And apparently there seems to be no security there whatsoever. People are just taking pictures left, right and centre. And they've seen Sonic, Tails and Knuckles models lined up there. And the Knuckles looks really good. He looks pretty on model. Looks quite sort of beefy and intimidating, and it's quite exciting.
Good, yeah. I like the Sonic movie. I really did. I enjoyed it. I wasn't so sure about Tails at the end though, because they kind of made Sonic. Once you got used to it, especially with the new design, he did kind of fit with the world, didn't he? He didn't seem out of place, but Tails kind of did a little bit at the end. So I'd be interested to see how it is when he's interacting with people and things.
Yeah. Yes, would be interesting, yeah. He also sort of zipped off with the same kind of speed that Sonic has.
Yeah.
Which in the games is kind of true. But it kind of, they make a really big deal out of Sonic's speed in that movie. And for Tails to just come in and do that as well, I mean, I don't know, it seems a bit odd.
Bit inconsistent, yeah.
Bit inconsistent, yeah. But yeah, I'm pleased to see Knuckles there. There was talk of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson voicing Knuckles potentially at one point. I don't know if that's going to...
I can't imagine that.
Go ahead. But then again, we've got Jim Carrey as Dr. Robotnik, so you never know. I mean,
that's true. Well, I mean, that was the best part of the film, personally.
Yeah.
He made that film, really. But
yeah.
I don't know. He's got range, hasn't he, The Rock? So...
Oh, yeah, he can do it, yeah.
Scorpion King?
Yeah.
It's not even a real scorpion, but he did it. That's
no, he wasn't a scorpion,
though,
no. Yeah. No. It was all CGI, wasn't it? He wasn't,
he wasn't. But I mean, apparently he spent 6 weeks living as a scorpion in the desert.
Yeah. Supposedly, that's the rumour.
It's amazing. So stupid. Okay, right.
I've got a quick incoming indie if you're interested.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Incoming indie.
Okay. It's coming out on the 30th of April. It's called Battle Axe.
Battle Axe.
By renowned pixel artist Henk Nyborg. He did Flink, Adventures of Lomax, some of the Shantae games. Very, very good pixel artist.
Oh, Adventures of Lomax, the Lemmings platformer thing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So he's doing this top-down arcadey sort of hack and slash with a fantasy theme kind of game, sort of Gauntlet-like. It's published by Numskull Games, so it's getting a physical for Switch and PS4.
Oh, good.
Also on Xbox One and Steam. So it looks really nice actually. It's just very simple sort of arcadey. I only saw it this week actually, but it caught my eye. It looked quite nice. So yeah, just check it out. It's called Battle Axe.
Yeah, we'll check that out because Lomax had some really nice sprite work in it.
Yeah, lovely. If you're going to Google it, obviously put Battle Axe game. Otherwise, you'll just get information about what a battle axe is.
Yeah, it's not really that interesting.
No. There must be an advantage in naming your game something that doesn't already exist.
Yeah.
Because if you just call it something
generic.
Yeah, watering can or whatever, it's not going to get... I was trying to think of a random object, and for some reason that's the first one that came to my head.
Watering can.
Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking something gardeny, something... Yeah, watering can.
Watering can does the job, yeah.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
Oh, I would love if we ever managed to hold, if we held like a podemup game jam. I would love for the theme to be watering can and just see what people came up with.
I think you could do a lot with watering can actually, because
reckon
you know
could.
it's
Yeah.
put out fires with it. You could make rivers to ride down. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Let's put it out there now. The first ever Podemup game jam.
Yeah. Yeah, whoever
First theme
wins,
is watering
first
can.
prize is an actual watering can.
Yeah, that's right. Podemup emblazoned on the side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will draw a Podemup on it.
A Podemup. Yeah.
A Podemup.
Right. Should we?
This show's going off the rails today, isn't it? Okay.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on. So Sayonara Wild Hearts is our book of the month, game of the month in the book club.
We're going to start again. We'll cancel this. We'll start recording from scratch.
Start
Episode
all again.
32 of Podemup.
Anyway, we're coming back after this. Please stick around. We're not always this terrible. Listen to some nice music from the game, and we're coming right back after it.
The Video Game Book Club.
Something's changed, and I didn't know you were slipping away. Everything is strange. Please don't let go. Sleep away the day. Dream it off. The end of love doesn't happen this way. Why do you say goodbye so long? Sayonara, already broke apart. Goodbye so long. Sayonara, wild heart.
We're back. Sayonara Wild Hearts is the game that we're talking about.
Yes.
It was developed by Swedish developer Simogo, published by Annapurna Interactive in September 2019 for Switch, PS4, Mac OS and iOS, December 2019 for Windows, and February 2020 for Xbox One. It's downloadable for about £10. It's received a general physical release on Switch and PS4 as well, for about 15-20 quid, something like that.
Yeah, about 15 quid. Something.
Yeah. So this is a really interesting game. It's a short, sort of surreal, auto-running game with simple movement controls and rhythm-based mechanics, set across 23 levels to a pop music soundtrack. Similar to the synesthesia gameplay found in Rez, the pacing of the level design and quick-time events matches the level's background music to the point where the game has been described as an album that you can play along to.
Yeah.
Would you say that's fair?
I think that's a fair. I think that's a good way to describe it, really.
So where did you first encounter this game?
I can't remember. I know there's a guy I follow on Twitter. He does another podcast, Two Good Boys. Very adult humour on that podcast, so not
Not
one
like
for
Us
the
Good
children to
Boys.
listen to. Oh no, not like Us Good Boys.
No.
But one of the guys who presents the show, he goes by @NightmareModeGo on Twitter, I believe. And he was tweeting about it ages ago, back when it first came out. And he's got pretty good taste in games, so if he says something's good, I pay attention, have a little look at it. And I looked at some screenshots and stuff, and then sort of forgot about it for a bit, and then I bought it. And it's really good.
Yeah, I think it's a really interesting mix of kind of modern indie visual style and sort of very traditional, very simple arcade, really, really fun gameplay.
Yeah.
Which is what kind of struck me about it, really, because it's sort of very simple shaded polygons, very kind of limited color palette in each level, mostly sort of purples and pinks and things, and all the characters are kind of silhouette-y. So there's a few games around that have been released in the last few years that kind of look similar, but it's just the gameplay that is really, really engrossing, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I would say, personally, that the music is the main event for me. The gameplay I would put second.
Ah, right. Okay.
That's why I think when when it was described as an album that you can play, I think that sort of resonates with me as a description for it, because that's kind of how I felt about it.
Yes. Yeah.
The gameplay is good. It is very good. I wouldn't say it's the star of the show, though.
Okay.
Personally.
Oh, right. Interesting.
Yeah.
I think I would, just because I love that kind of really quick, reflexive, kind of just running and dodging stuff kind of gameplay very, very quickly. But yeah, the way that blends with the soundtrack and sort of the things like the vibration in your controller to react to every single thing that you're doing, the kind of the quick time events that pop up that you have to do, and they come in time with the music. It's all extremely, what's the word? Immersive.
It is, yeah, very immersive. It is very reminiscent of Res as well.
Yes, it is.
It says it does have, completely different styles of approaches to the game, I think, but you can definitely see the sort of the lineage there. I think the DNA and inspiration of Res is definitely in there.
Yeah. So, did you understand the story?
Apparently not.
No, apparently not for me either.
Apparently
I
not.
thought I did, but it turns out nothing.
I thought it was just like a woman who was upset, like probably a breakup or something.
Yeah.
And she did. It was. I don't know. I assumed it was some sort of metaphor for getting over a breakup.
Yeah.
But apparently it's not. Apparently it's about coming out. But I don't know.
Oh, is it? I didn't know that. I haven't got that written down either.
Yeah.
Is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't get that from it at all. But
no, I thought it was a woman because it's at the beginning of the game. It says this woman's had her heart broken.
Yeah.
I assumed she was fighting all her ex-lovers, each of the 5.
Oh, yeah, it could be.
We'll go into it, but there's basically 5 kind of boss characters throughout the 23 levels. And I figured that each one of those was represented like an ex-partner of hers that she had to sort of defeat to get over. But no, it's not that at all. Basically, I'm taking this straight out of Wikipedia.
Okay.
So, in an alternative universe watched over by 3 divine arcana of the tarot, it's all about tarot cards because you see a lot of that.
It is very tarot-y.
Yeah, and the characters are based on characters from tarot cards. So a cursed arcana named Little Death and her allies, the Dancing Devils, the Howling Moons, the Stereo Lovers, and Hermit 64, stole all harmony and hid it in their hearts. Before the divine arcana began to fade, they created a heroine from the shards of a broken heart. In a time near the present, there is a young woman whose heart has been violently broken. The heroine that divine arcana created transforms into a butterfly and flies to the young woman, who is resting in bed. The butterfly transports her to the alternate universe. Riding her longboard along an ethereal highway, she chases the butterfly, and upon capturing it, she transforms into a masked heroine. And then, assuming control of the heroine, you must defeat each of the allies and Little Death in turn and restore the harmony sealed in their hearts. So I didn't get that. I did.
No, I didn't get that at all. No, I assumed it was, like I say, all metaphorical. I assumed it was like inner demons or something like that.
Yeah, I think perhaps we thought it was deeper than it actually kind of is.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean that kind of lines up with what you see in the game, I suppose. But I think it's just the way the visuals work. Yeah, I kind of assumed it was kind of more metaphorical than it is. I mean, that's just what it said on Wikipedia. I don't know. Maybe there's different interpretations of it.
I mean, she copes with it well. I mean, if a butterfly came to you, you're lying in bed, butterfly comes up and says, "Listen, we got Little Death acting the goat over here. I'm going to have to put you into an alternate universe, and you're going to have to, ride a bike and hit them."
Yeah. But I got things to do. I got a full day tomorrow.
Most of people would be like, "Listen, I got to be up in the morning."
Yeah,
my
boss is going to go spare. I mean,
It's not that I don't want to help, but
Yeah.
you just picked the worst possible time for this. you know. But she doesn't complain once, does she?
No,
just
she
gets
doesn't.
on,
No,
gets
I
on
think
with it.
she. To be fair, she's pretty low, so it can't get any worse for her. So I might as well have a go.
I suppose.
Why not?
I mean,
Yeah.
if I was feeling pretty low, I'd be even less receptive to an ethereal butterfly than I would be at the
Okay,
best
fair
of
enough.
times. But everyone's different. Everyone's
Yeah.
different. You
Actually,
never
well,
know how you're going to deal with that situation till it crops out.
True.
But it's good.
Yeah. So that's interesting. Anyway.
Yeah, I was reading the thing. So apparently it's all again a metaphor about coming out as LGBT. But I didn't get that at all. So
No, I didn't get that, to be fair.
But I didn't get any of what you just said either. So
No. So yeah, it's a bit up in the air. So anyway, yeah, they're all based on tarot cards. Apparently, all these characters. So they exist throughout the 23 levels. It's kind of broken up into 5 groups that are kind of bookmarked by a heartbreak level, aren't they? It's heartbreak 1, 2, 3, 4. These kind of take place in like a weird kind of subspace kind of thing, and then they go into different levels, usually sort of cities, but they've got different color schemes and things. And then throughout those batches of levels, you will kind of do a lot of running, a lot of riding on a motorbike. It's all kind of auto running, so you don't have to. You got no accelerate thing. You've just got to move left and right, sometimes up and down if you transform into like a flying thing. Sometimes, and just the one button for the any QTEs that pop up. And that's it. And I love the simplicity of those controls. It's just and because it transforms quite a lot throughout the game into various other genres. Sometimes, later on in the game, you'll get a bow, and then it becomes kind of an on-rails shooter almost, doesn't it?
Definitely. Yeah, I was going to say the whole game feels very on rails, but not.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not always an on-rail shooter, but it's got that kind of like you're being led along a path, and you're
being led along a path.
Yeah.
There's no kind of free will to move around.
No.
So if you're one of those people that loves full control over stuff and being able to move around, maybe it's not the game for you. But it's kind of a journey to be taken on, much like the album, I suppose, because you don't choose where you go in the album; you just go along with the flow.
Yeah.
And I really like that, because I'm obviously a Sonic fan, and the gameplay reminded me of Sonic in a lot of ways, 3D Sonic anyway.
I'm gonna say kind of the rush stages, the whatever they call them, the
just sort of whenever he's like running, sort of auto running almost, but this is done really, really well. I almost think the Sonic team could take a leaf out of this book, because there's just something so smooth about it and so simple. And just reacting to things really quickly. Very, very satisfying gameplay.
I'm bad at it.
Are you?
Pretty bad at it. Yeah.
Well, when you get hit by something, you just kind of go back just a few seconds usually, and the music goes back with you, so it's always in time with the action, which I quite liked. But yeah, I did get hit quite a lot in places.
Yeah, I don't think I even when I thought I was doing really well. There'd be times I thought, I'm in the zone with this. This is great. I've done really well. At the end, I sit there. Here we go, and it goes bronze medal. I was like,
yeah,
really?
I know.
But I got everything.
Yeah, I think it's down to how many of the little collectibles you get, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you'll get they're scattered throughout the whole level. I think they're little hearts, are they?
I think I think they're like little stylized hearts, aren't they? Like the logo.
Yeah. So you'll pick them up, and then you'll just get scored based on that, really. So it's really kind of score attacky as well. Very sort of traditional kind of. This is your score for this level.
Yeah, like you say, it's good, just old school arcadey, really, in that sense, isn't it?
It's one of those games that you don't get a lot of these days, where it's you want to play the levels again.
Yeah.
Like a lot of games, they're so big. You kind of you'll play a level, you'll play the next one, and you never really particularly want to go back to any previous one, just because it's not that kind of game. Like personally Mario, I never really go back to the levels in Mario, but I always do in Sonic if I enjoyed it. And the same is true of this. It's just a fun, thrilling ride, and even if it's just you play the same thing again, it doesn't change. you just want to go back to it because there are certain levels, particularly when you really encounter the bosses, and it's almost like a boss fight throughout the whole level. Some of those I just kept going back to just because they're so fun. You know.
What do you think of the music?
Yeah, I really liked it. Yeah, it's not usually my type of thing, but I think because it blends with the gameplay so well, I think it really, really works in the game with the visuals and the gameplay. I think it's
very much my kind of thing. I really like it. I listen to the soundtrack regularly outside of playing the game.
Okay.
It's in regular rotation on my iPod and.
Oh yeah, it's really good. I don't dislike it at all.
It's amazing. It's just so good for a video game soundtrack. Consider it was made just for the game. I would say if anyone who is listening to this, if you want to get an idea of what kind of thing it's like, it's sort of electro pop. I'd say if you like churches or chromatics or Caravan Palace, is that kind of the French group Caravan?
I don't know. You're asking the wrong man here. I'm terrible with like bands and things.
Yeah, there's a French sort of electro swing band, Caravan Palace. It's all kind of that kind of electro-y, upbeat. Mostly upbeat. Yeah, it's just really good. It's just really. They should release it as an album, like a
Have
CD.
they not released it as an album? I'd have thought
You can get it as like one of those little digital download from Steam. You can buy the soundtrack there. But I want a nice album. I want a CD.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah.
I think they did a vinyl release, but I want a CD. No one releases CDs anymore.
No, they don't. I've never been into vinyl ever. I don't own any vinyl whatsoever. Do you own vinyl?
I got a couple. I've got a turntable somewhere. It's not set up. It's not something I regularly use. I kind of like vinyl just for because I used to listen to vinyl a lot when I was a kid because I had a hand-me-down record player. So it's kind of like a nostalgia thing more than anything. But I'm gonna put everyone's nose out of joint by saying CDs just sound better, to be honest. That's the fact of it. It's just a superior technology.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no argument from me, yeah.
There you go. That's how far. Yeah. If there's any audiophiles in our audience,
they've just turned off right now.
Yeah, they've just.
I'll tell you what. On our stats thing, where you can see the listeners, if they're listening on Spotify, you can see exactly where they listened and didn't listen.
Oh, can you?
To each show,
I
so
didn't know that.
we may see a sudden drop there, at about the 50-minute mark.
Oh, we're going to have to experiment with that.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
No, right, not listening to these guys anymore.
Yeah, that's that done.
Screw them. Yeah. Yeah, but yes.
But
it's a great soundtrack.
It's such a. I can't emphasize enough how good a soundtrack it is. Yeah.
I think we know which game is going to get the audio award in the podemup.
Oh, it's done and
awards
dusted. Yeah, absolutely done and dusted.
No one else has got a chance.
Not a chance. Like I think it's the first track in the game, Begin Again.
Yeah.
I love it. It's so good.
Yes, that's my favourite one.
Yeah, and Dead of Night is another one, and that chef's kiss. Beautiful. Yeah.
Very, very good. I also liked the Claire de Lune, the classical piece that they have near the beginning. I love that classical piece. It's beautiful, and it's a really nice version of it there as well.
Yeah.
Do you know who made the album? Like,
I don't.
Yeah, do you know what? I meant to write it down and I didn't. We should probably credit them, shouldn't we?
Yeah,
talking about it so much.
I did look them up. Back when I first played it, because I wanted to know if it was like a band who did other things, because I wanted to buy their album. But I don't think it is. I think it's in-house at the developers or a sound studio they contracted. I don't think it's like an actual band.
It's on the Wikipedia. I saw it the other day. I'm going to find it. Oh, here we go. So the game score was composed by Daniel Olsen and Jonathan Eng, with vocals by Linnea Olsen. So there you go. It's kind of a collaboration with different people, I think.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's the people who made this lovely soundtrack. Yeah.
Lovely set of pipes on her.
Brilliant. So I just wanted to touch on a couple of the kind of the levels that are in there that I really liked. There's the one where you encounter like the two twins.
Yes.
And they do the clicking fingers thing where you're going along a path, and every time they click their fingers, it switches between a different set of obstacles that are in front of you. You know that level?
Yeah.
I really like that idea, because you, at the same time as dodging the obstacle that's right in front of you now, you have to look ahead while you can to see what's coming, and then when they click, it all disappears. But you know that once you get past these obstacles, they're going to click again. It's going to be right in your face. So you've got to remember where it's coming and then dodge. And I thought that was a really, really cool idea.
It is really cool.
Yeah, and I also liked where it goes all sort of retro gamey.
Yes.
In the guy's VR helmet. So you'll encounter this guy who's got a VR helmet. He turns you into a cartridge that he puts into the helmet, and then you're first of all, it's like a sort of a first-person 3D thing where you're falling through these blocks that go on and off, and then it's kind of almost like a top-down asteroids kind of style thing where you're dodging. It all takes place on a 2D screen on his VR helmet. It's really cool. Just the way it constantly changes up. It's always just basically moving around, but the way it changes it up is really clever.
Yeah, it's really good.
So I don't know what else we can say about it. It's a fairly sort of simple game. It's very short as well. It's only about an hour and a half, something like that, really.
Yeah. Well, it's an album length, literally, really.
It's an album, yeah, it is. I think there's a few sort of incidental kind of themes. Some of the levels are quite short, aren't they? So I think there's just, not every level has a full sort of vocal track in it, but the main ones do. But yeah, it's one of those games that you play. It doesn't take you long, but you'll want to return to it because it's just so fun.
Yeah, definitely, and yeah, like I say, I mean, I've been listening to it regularly since I finished playing the game. So even when I'm not playing it, I'm still going back to it as a standalone album. So yeah, I can't recommend it enough.
So, what are we going to be playing next month, Tibbs?
I've been planning this one for a while. We're going to be playing Poiny's Point on PS2.
Oh, you've mentioned this before. Yeah, Poiny's Point.
Poiny's
Okay.
Point.
Remind me of what this is.
It's very difficult to describe. Basically, you're a boy who lives in Jellytown, and you have a point which is like a ball that sticks to you, but you've got a magic point that's also alive, and you've got to find other points, different coloured points, to throw at people to change their emotions in order to solve puzzles and things. So you might have someone, you'd say there's someone stood by a barrier, you need to get through the barrier. You throw a few points at them, make them angry, they'll smash through the barrier, but then you need to calm them down. So you threw a few points at them, make them calm again, otherwise they might attack you. And there's giant eclairs that are walking about as well, and tiny little eclairs. So that's what we're playing.
Of course. Is this by the guy that did Katamari Damacy?
No, it's not. But
Or is that
it's
something else? Okay. You were talking about this in relation to a developer, weren't you? I'm trying to
I
think.
can't remember when we brought it up. I saw it on. There's a YouTube channel, Did You Know Gaming, and they covered it on retro games that were never released because it never released outside of Japan. It's a Japan-only game, but it is fully in voiced in English and text in English as well. So it
Okay.
looks like it was planned to get an international release at some point. Until I
Right.
imagine some corporate executive over here looked at it and said, "I don't know what this is. I don't understand what this is. I'm not putting this out."
Okay.
So yeah.
So if this is Japan only, can I play it easily enough?
You've got a beefy PC, haven't you? You could probably emulate it.
Yes. Okay. RetroArch has just added a PS2 core, actually. The what's the PS2 emulator called?
PCSX2, PSXC2, something like that.
Yeah, something like that, isn't it? And yeah, that core's in the RetroArch now, so I've been meaning to give that a go, actually. So this is a good reason to do so.
Yeah.
So okay, so that sounds interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing. I can't even imagine visually what that looks like. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's a trip. It's something else. But yeah, I think it's a very podem-up game. So we'll.
Yeah, sounds
see.
it, definitely. Okay, I think we'll have some fun talking
Cool.
about that. All right, cool. So that about wraps it up. Somewhat earlily, but you know,
It is a short show, considering how shambolic it's been.
It's just, yeah. I mean, I'll have cut a lot of the shambolism out, but we've been particularly off form this month.
Wow. Maybe off form. Maybe we've just found our stride.
Maybe we just
This is it.
That's true. I mean, it's been entertaining if
Yeah.
nothing else. Yeah.
You say that.
Yeah.
You say that. Maybe it's been entertaining to us. It's like when you go to a party and
Probably.
like two people in the corner, they're
Yeah.
cracking each other up, and everyone else is just like, "What? Who
What's
invited
going
those?"
on? Yeah. Probably the reason I'll have cut most of it out, but you know.
Cool.
There we go. Anyway, so podemup@gmail.com is our
Yes,
email
it
address.
is.
We're at podemup on Twitter, and podemup.live is our little website. If I can emulate it, maybe I'll stream it on twitch.tv/podemup.
Yes,
You never
I hope
know.
you do, because that would be good. I would love to see your first impressions
Okay.
of this, so that'd be good.
All right, I'll try and set that up. Okay, cool. So that's episode 32 done and dusted.
Yeah.
Then we will see you next month. Have a
nice
month until then.
Yes. Happy month.
Happy month.
Bye.
Bye-bye.